This doesn't have the right name. Hold on. Uh, oh wait, I don't want to do that over there anyways. I want to go here. So what are we doing today, actually? What did I write here? Curse is GUI. Oh yeah, no. We're not doing that. What we are doing is more adding more levels to 2D dungeon game dev. I'll just call it that. Godot game dev. 2D dungeon crawler levels and testing controller library. All right, we're gonna open this. I'm gonna try not to spill it on myself. I'm gonna drop this down. Actually, wasn't that the secret that I kind of liked it down here a bit? Yeah, where it's not in my way. Kind of good. Okay. Kinda. I say kinda good. Kinda not in my way, but kinda in my way. I don't know. Or I put it a little bit further back like this maybe. Okay. Hmm. Let's get rolling. Oh, is it Alt key? I can't use that key. What? Okay, whatever. And in this one, I want to lock screen to cursor toggle. Nice. That doesn't toggle. That doesn't lock anything. Dumb. This shit's not working. Hello? Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to get my mouse to lock onto this screen. I don't know why it doesn't. Oh, now it says it's locked. But it's not. What? What? Yo, bro. What is going on? I don't know what I had set to lock the screen before. Not working. Ah, whatever. We'll just deal with it. Maybe I'll just use the trackpad. I was going to open something here. Oh, we're going to do Godot. Controller input. Let's also do... Can pull this. Oh, I see what's going on here. This is full screen because I was probably recording something. And then let's see. What was I gonna do? Oh, I did have a window here. Nice. Sick. Okay. This is the timer I've been using. I've been using the C++ one that I was working on. Reason is that I wanted to be able to use it also on Linux, so the C++ version just made more sense. And now this one has an intake form, which is sick. Okay, so what do I want to do here? So test test swapping pad code for library. Basically, I want to try using a third-party library to see if it solves my problems or not. And then add more levels. Beautiful. So what are we gonna do first? Oh, why doesn't this have my Command N and P shortcuts and it doesn't have my escape? Okay, hold on a sec. I don't think it has the latest version. No, it does. What the heck? No, it doesn't. This is not the latest version. What is going on, dude? That's it. Hmm. Oh, um, because I have to build it. Obviously, it doesn't work if you don't compile it. I forgot what I was doing here. Sorry. Hmm. There we go. Glove. Hmm. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna do this first, right? We're gonna time box this. We're gonna do like an hour on this and see how far we get. Right, and let's open up Godot. We've got Godot. This is not my game. So let's go project. The locking thing got me. So let's go project. Quit to project list. Godot crashed. And probably also want to make sure we pull the latest on this. Well, this is also not the right project. So do this. It's been my new workflow lately. Detach the tmux session and then just open a whole new session. And then when we hit the S key in tmux, we can navigate sessions instead of windows, which is great. So then I can have everything be like the right root directory where I want it to be. And I've been enjoying that quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, we just go like this. We can go like this. We can go like this. Cool. Now what are we gonna do? So I've got this open over here. Let's go here and Godot multiple controller input. There's a library for it. Was this the one? I don't think so. No, this is the touch screen thing, I think. Yeah, no. Let's try Google. I might actually also have it in my notes, by the way. Which, let me open that as well. Okay, and let's go search controller Godot. Input management. Okay, no, I don't have it here. Multiple controller input. I've had supposedly working third-party plugin. Here we go. Here's the one I was looking at. 2 months ago it was updated. Sure. That's funny. Multiplayer input. This Godot add-on provides two simple APIs for using normal input actions, but spread out across keyboard player and up to 8 joypad players. I don't know how easy this is going to be to swap out with my implementation, because my abstraction works a little bit differently, but we'll see. So let's grab it. Let's make a note here. So now I have two different paste boards here. What was this? Yeah, I didn't need to do either one of those. I did both and I only had to do one. Okay, I confused myself. Oh, no, that's right. Caca, dude. Multiplayer gamepad plugin. Clone repo. Alright, so let's go here. I guess I do need to quit out. Let's go where the heck are add-ons? And then I guess we just do git clone. I normally don't like to mess with submodules, but I think we just want to do this as quickly as possible, so we're going to do it. Can't autoload. Path does not exist. Huh. Don't know what that means. Godot can autoload. And let's also copy this. Actually, I can just swamp. And then let's go here. Right. Indicates to specify the right. And right. So why is it even looking there? I think what I need to do is move it to where it expects it to be. Whoopsie daisy. So expecting into add-ons multiplayer. Okay. Oh wait, did I not? Add-ons. Oh, how is that even possible? How do I refresh this? Project, reload current project. Let's try that and see if that does anything for us. Still give me the same error. And this is very suspicious. That's not even showing up here. So let's go here and see what we actually have here. Ah, I see. Now the other part of the problem is I don't exactly remember what the problem I had was. That was part of the problem. I don't remember exactly what problem I'm trying to solve. Let me go to my project board here. Right, so the original thing I was trying to solve was adding keyboard and controller menu navigation. And yeah, that was a problem. Let's see if I took a note on why that was a problem. Add keyboard and controller support for the following screens. How character selector works. Input designer works. Emerging patterns. I see a lot of patterns repeating here. It may be worth abstracting entire menu controller management to its own class. Then I would drop it into any menu. Oh, right. I tried to make some abstraction on menu navigation, and that's when I realized, hey, Godot has this out of the box, right? And then that was the issue. I was trying to get the tab order or whatever it's called in Godot, the UI navigation order, in order. Trying to get the order in order. Trying to get the order to be less, to be more orderly, to be more, yes, yes, yes. Don't mind me being very stupid things, saying very stupid things. Um, yes, okay. So, oh, also, is my stream frozen? No, this thing just didn't update, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was trying to abstract menu navigation. I realized probably don't have to do that. And then the problem that I had, right, the problem that I did have when I did try to do this is that for the keyboard, those events exist. Some events exist. I don't remember the names. Some events exist to go like next and previous, and me implementing them also, it was like doubling everything. So if I pressed down on the keyboard, it would go down, and then it would activate the next UI component action, and it would go down again because I was telling it to go down, and the other thing was also telling it to go down, which is not good. It's no bueno. So we need to fix that. So where the heck even was that? Okay, and the problem with this thing right now probably is that this thing has its own project here, and the only thing I was supposed to copy was the add-ons, right? And that's like a subdirectory, so it's not even finding it. It's not even finding it here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this out of here. Then what I could do is we go like this. Let's go add-ons. Yeah. And now let's go back here. And that should work. I could have used CP to copy it. I don't know, don't like CP. Okay. All right, well, what's in there now? Now I gotta open up the code and remember what the heck was going on in here. This is gonna be fun. I really don't want to work on this particular task, but I think this is like kind of something that needs to happen. Right? Like I want to sort of finish this game or get it in a state where I can call it done for now and then kind of work on the next iteration of things. Also just get better at working with the Godot game engine. And there's a few like styles of game that I want to try like jamming out like under a very tight deadline to see if I can produce some results. I think that'd be very cool to do a couple like mini game jams of my own. Overview. Oh, I see. This is just the dev filtered things. So in progress, there was a thing, disconnecting controller. Did I make a separate ticket for it? Input switches on other, okay, no. And like, I kind of want to work on this input assignment nonsense and maybe kind of bang it out a bit to get something that's like a library that I can just drop into any game. Like make my own, basically make my own component that'll just do it for me. Not have to worry about this stupid stuff. We can also try vibe coding a solution. I'm going to add that as a task to see. Try vibe coding a solution to double menu emission. Just to give it a shot, you know, and see where if that helps at all. Okay, so we fixed this problem. This happened because I cloned the entire project into my add-ons. Solution. This. Solution. Move project to its own directory. Copy add-ons contents to my project. Cool. All right, multiplayer input, okay. So this looks very basic. Now let me find the spot in my code that was broken because of this. I'm gonna need controllers, which I put away because I haven't done testing in this in a long time. Actually, I think I just need one controller to test. And let's see, I don't know which computer this is paired to right now. So I'm going to pair things, Bluetooth. Oh, it's paired to this one, yay. So let's go here, see. Yep. Actually, this is what I wanted to test. Okay, so this doesn't work right now, but it works here. Actually doesn't work at all over here. Okay, so let's take a look at the options menu. Options menu. And see what's going on. Okay, so I have this input handler, blah, 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 blickety blah. And what am I doing here? How is this even wired up? Okay, so I'm using this input handler thing that I created, and I'm saying handle input for this event, blah, blah, blah. Input handler, accept previous. So this is basically the hard-coded solution. So I actually don't even know why this isn't doing anything right now. So hold on, if I go like this, it should actually function exactly the same, as far as I know. Oh, actually it's fixed. Okay. Well, my gamepad doesn't work, but player one's able to control this, which is good, which is why I was going to do that, in the first place. So that's another thing too. Another possible solution to this is remove the entire abstraction and let only player one be able to control menus. Let me write that down. One possible solution: only player one can control menus, which I really don't want to. Not ideal. All right. Ideally anybody can, because I'm trying to do like more family style, couch co-op style games. So ideally anybody would be able to. Okay, and then the great thing here is if I remove this, right, it removes all this boilerplate nonsense. That's fine. So let's go here and try using this multiplayer input thing. But hold on a sec. It still didn't really answer my question here. Let me go to Project settings. The question I had in my brain, which I never said out loud, was, hey, what's the action UI next or something like that? Oops. I accidentally added something called UI next. I meant to filter. I accidentally created one called UI next. Let's delete that. UI focus next. Here it is. UI focus next. Now hold on a sec. Oh, you know why this might not work? This might not be a drop-in replacement for what I have. Because it doesn't even know what player to copy. So hold on, let's see. UI focus next tab. Let me also just see here. If I add, I'm like kind of side questing here, spinning off a bit. So let me just write down things to try. That's a link. There we go. Manually add a key to UI. I wanted to get the focus next, the event names, and presumably there's a UI focus. UI focus previous. What was this library called? Multiplayer input? Which I don't think is actually doing anything by itself. Investigate. Multiplayer input library actually copies this event. So I think what might be happening is it's not, when I go through all the events and I copy them, I don't think it's copying this one. So let's go next. Right, and next, listening for input, down. Bonk. Oh, maybe that's actually why. Because there's no keyboard input on it. This actually might have been the whole cause of my problem. That actually might just fix it. Wait, is the fix really that simple? No, of course not. No, of course not. Why would the fix be that simple? The keyboard works. The D-pad does not work. Is this like some special wacky event? Says all devices. Let's try giving it a specific device. Although all devices would also solve my problem, presumably. Right? Like if this is working, then presumably my thing would also work. No. One more thing I want to try is if I set them both to the same player. Is my code doing so? What? It works. No, it doesn't work here. Oh, this is my code. That's my options code taking focus. But hold on. So what is that? The volume slider.gd. Volume. We have options, right? What's in the options menu? Options menu. Each one of these is a volume slider, I think. Yeah, this is volume slider.gd. So we can volume slider.gd for a second. Input handler. We can just for 1 second comment this out. Oh, interesting. Left and right don't work. But let's just see. Focus has focus. I think it's grab focus is what it's called. This is on the right. Make sure all the child controls draw focused state. Control.focus entered. Just trying to eliminate some code temporarily that might be interfering with the natural order of things. Oh, okay. So we kind of need that there, basically. That's the only way I'm going to know that anything's working. Okay, fine. So what is interesting is that this works, as does this. This doesn't work, but my keyboard here works. Go to my timer. I'm going to do another. What should I do here? Let's do a 5-minute break. I should have said 5-minute break. We're just going to do a 5-minute break. I'm not even going to do a 5-minute break. We'll be right back. I'm going to do a quick break. I'm just going to grab something to drink here. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, let's see. What the heck is going on? Okay, so what we're going to try doing is we're going to try asking ChatGPT. Because I don't want to spend time on this. Oops. Oops. How come UI focus next and UI focus previous don't work on my gamepad? And I set a key for it. And then let me go here. I'm going to go UI Godot, UI focus next gamepad. Let's read the docs a bit, and then I'll read what ChatGPT said. It's a common requirement for a user interface to have full keyboard and controller support for navigation and interaction. There are two main reasons why this is beneficial: improved accessibility and getting your project ready for consoles. Exactly. Navigating between UI elements with the keyboard or controller is done by changing which node is actively selected. This is also called changing UI focus. Every control node in Godot is capable of having focus. By default, some control nodes have the ability to automatically grab focus, reacting to built-in UI actions such as UI up, down, focus next, etc. These actions can be seen in the project settings input map. Warning, because these actions are used for focus, they should not be used for any gameplay code. Yeah, we know that. Necessary code. For keyboard and controller navigation to work correctly, any node must be focused on using code when the scene starts. Without doing this, press some buttons or keys won't do anything. Here's a basic example of setting initial focus with code. Now that this button is focused, yeah, we know that. Based on this document, my UI cannot receive any update and there will be no focus. It will not work with mouse inputs like wheel click. Set focus via inspector focus. Set the focus. Use input press input events. Wait, hold on. Interesting. Wait, this might be a solution. Also, did I start this timer? No. Test gamepad library. Well, the gamepad library is not doing anything automatically. Glove. Let's go investigate UI focus next. Right, and then we can start the timer. Okay. So why? I'm curious about this. This looks interesting. Adding a gamepad key to this key map does not seem to do anything. The problem also might be something in my code. Like a better way to actually test this might be for me to make a new project so I'm not testing it in my project, in my environment with my other code that might be breaking things. So that might be a way to do it. Is my other code breaking something? Or does this just not work? So this code also seems interesting. Docs are not clear on why this might not work. I think my plugin might be deleting some key maps, and that might be what the issue is. Found interesting code snippet. This might be workable into my solution as a forward solution. Hey, excuse me. I guess this copy button doesn't work, huh? Nope, doesn't look like it. How come I can't copy and paste? Okay, I'll chuck that up to an obsidian bug. Yep. Let me see if there's an update for... What is this 34? What is going on? Some plugin here is broken. Let's go here and check for updates. I wish it told me which plugins need to be updated. ArcMine, Accelerant. Okay, none of the ones that seem to be broken. Fabulous. Whatever. Good enough. Interesting code snippet in the comments. And we're just going to grab a link to this if we can. This parse input event might be a way to manually trigger the focus action as a forward solution to my code, breaking code. Assuming my code is breaking something. So what we're going to do here is we're going to figure that out real quick. So the way we're going to do that is quit to project list. And we're going to create a new Godot project. I was going to go into source. This is going to be called test input test. Cool. Now let's go here and create a new window, source input test. Here's our new input test project. And we're just going to create a 2D scene here. Let's create a user interface. This is where I would love to use my mouse to do some clicky things. Click and draggy things. Okay, now to remember how to do things. Button. I don't remember how to do things. It's been a while since I've done UI here. I think we need some kind of layout. VBox container. Yeah, let's do that. VBox container. And then we'll throw this in here. And then let's go 100%. Click on this thing. Wow, that's tiny. Let's put some text in this button. I don't like the way this is laid out at all. Throw my inspector over here. Button 1. We can just, oops, duplicate this. And then here we can kind of scale this. Right? And I think that's really all I need here. Buttons. And if I just run the scene, select the current. Let's go to, whoopsie daisy, my mouse is gone. Let's go to project. Where's my trackpad? My mouse is gone. Here we go. And go here, project settings. Let's make the window bigger so we can actually see things. Viewport width. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go. I don't know if that's what I wanted though. It doesn't make the buttons any bigger, it just makes the viewport bigger. What I wanted to do is scale. Like probably the viewport size was fine the way it was. Let's do 1920 by 1080, and I need to find the scale options and change the scale to like 4.0 or something. There we go. Now we can just see. Okay, so I'm going to click, and arrow keys do work. What we can also do is add a script here. And then just real quick on ready, we can say button.grab focus. Grab focus on null instance. Get out of town, bruh. Oh, because that's right. It's under VBox. VBox container / button. Okay. Okay, now let's go out of here and let's go back here. Go to my project settings. Go to input map and then we'll go to focus. Show built-in actions. And now we're going to add next. Oh, my controller's off. Connect that sucker. Boom. Joypad down. Previous. Add joypad up. Okay, okay. Build. Oh, hey, look at that. It does work. Okay, so my code is breaking this. What are you using? For what? What's up, Miguel? The software, this game engine? This is Godot. Okay, so I proved that this is all my fault. Looks different. This is the code view. Maybe that's why. I usually don't have the code view open. I mean, it looks pretty much like Godot usually looks. But okay, so I've proven that this is my fault. So now we need to trace the bug. And that's what we're going to do next. So let's go to my little timer here. Set my task to glove trace bug. Trace focus bug. So now after this, build try in new project. Tried adding a few buttons to a bare bones project and found that the event does work. Most likely I'm removing the event somehow. So what we're going to do is go back to our project. We're going to dig through our code and find what we did wrong. So go back here. Oh, that's weird. Oh, right, because I opened this as a new window. That's fine. Ah, I see. Yes, yes, yes. So we figured out we did something stupid. So now, where did we do something stupid? If we did something stupid, it would be an input duplicator. Oh, that's such a great name. Because that's what this class does. It duplicates inputs. So now what I need to see, parse events. I think there's a, yeah, we have it right here. Input, event, joy motion, blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. So let's look at focus. Oh, it is here. Look at this. Adding action, UI focus, previous, next. I don't even think. What do you mean we LOL? I just got here. And you're already helping. Oh yeah, look at this. That's from that other plugin. Let's disable that other plugin before we forget. That's going to cause issues because I think it's doubling what I'm doing. Right, and now that should get rid of that second message. Boom, it did. Now, adding action, UI focus, previous, next, blah, blah, blah. So I think what I want to do here, I don't know, maybe special case this. I don't know. I don't know why it's not working in the first place. Let me put it that way. But globals, input map, focus, device 0, and let's just look at like a regular input like left. Also device 0. Okay. So two things we can try here. Oops. Trace bug in our code. So two things we can try here. Things to try. Using all devices key map and not, excuse you, not duplicating this action or duplicating the action and figure out why it's not working. What do you need it to do? So the issue that we're trying to solve here is I created this amazing bug that stemmed from this original problem of trying to support multiple controllers locally. And it seems like the easiest way to do this is just to do all of your controls twice in the app. And I was like, I don't want to do that. So I made a script to do it for me. So every time a new controller is added, what it does is it duplicates all the controls that you set up in the project for the new controller. But in the process of that, see, like when I'm using my menus, I'm using the arrow keys here to go from one menu thing to the next. And when I use the controller, it doesn't work. So I'm pressing up and down on the controller and nothing's moving, but up and down on the keyboard here work perfectly fine as intended. So I'm trying to figure out why that doesn't work. So according to this, we're adding the action over here. All right, focus. The action is being added. But even though this is getting duplicated, it's not working. So let's see, adding action. That doesn't even show up in this code. What the heck is this? Must not even be in here. Oh, what? Isn't that my grep code? Oh, there we go. It's P for grep, not R for grep. Adding action. It doesn't even show up in my code, dude. Where is this? Adding action. Did I spell it differently? No. Adding action. Why doesn't it come up? Action's gonna come up in a billion places. Let's also, real quick, Remove this other plugin. Google. Am I going to Google my code? What's the number next to the action? That's me duplicating the controls. So to show you what I'm talking about, give you an idea. This one, right? Here's where you set up your controls. So you have like, oh, UI accept. That's the accept button. So if I wanted to create, if you wanted, you know, the controller, like player 2, to be able to also have a UI accept, I have to create a UI accept 2, a UI accept 3, UI accept 4, all the way up to 8 because it supports 8 different controllers. So basically, every control in my game has to be duplicated. I have to copy it literally. And I don't want to have to like go in here and manually input everything for every single control in the game because it seems error prone. It's the simplest way to do it, but it also seems error prone. And then if I want to update the controls, then I would have to update 8 times and remember that I did that. So I'm trying to, I wrote this code that will do it for me automatically, is what I did. And so that's why it's saying adding action UI accept 0, because it's duplicating UI accept and creating one called UI accept 0 for player 0 or device 0, not player 0, because devices and players are different. Oh, I know why it didn't come up in grep, because I opened Vim over there, presumably. Okay, that's why. So now if I do adding action, shows up in input map manager. It's not input duplicator. What the frig is input duplicator? Oh, input duplicator. I'm so dumb. I didn't realize this. Input duplicator is a Python script. Okay. I forgot. I tried to do it in a different way by like writing a Python script to duplicate the controls in the project file. Okay, that's fine. Adding action. Okay, so add controls for device. So when a controller gets connected, it fires this function. Then what are we doing? Or I see. Then we get the input actions. You know what I should do? Action.write in. Yeah, so this is my way of trying to not duplicate efforts and like duplicate every single time. But maybe what I should do is on ready, get actions and set it to class. And that might help. This should also do it. That seems a little bit more, but then you have to hold all the input actions in memory for like the entire lifetime of the app. I don't know if that's a terrible thing. I don't know if there's a point to that. Okay, adding action. Then we go in here, and then I duplicate the action. New event.device equals device ID. Device. Print device. And action device 0, joypad down. And then remove actions. And then what does remove actions do? It pretends to remove the actions. This doesn't actually erase them. Forgot why I didn't do this, but let's take a look and see what happens if I erase them. That's right. The keyboard doesn't work if I erase them. Got it. So the keyboard is kind of a special case. Okay, so what's an action? I think the actions have two types, if I remember. There's like a joy. Oh, is it the event? It's the okay. The action. Okay, the action is the name, and the event is the event. Problem is, oh, okay. That is the problem. Okay, I got it. We can't duplicate. We cannot duplicate that event because that's a special event. So that's the bug. Okay. The actual bug. Right? The hint here is in this debug message that it says creating it, which seems normal because we're doing this UI accept 0, UI accept 1, blah, 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 blah. The problem is that we're adding a 0. And there is no such event as focus next 0 and focus previous 0. That's the problem. Problem is that the input map manager is duplicating the action, creating a new action called this, and then unassigning the keyboard, unassigning the joystick input to the UI focus next. The game engine will only recognize. I'm going to put this in a bulleted list instead of sentences. I'm just going to dump my thoughts here, and then I'm going to dump my bladder in the toilet. The problem is that the input map manager is duplicating the action. It creates a new action. It creates a new action, unassigns the joystick input. Focus next. Focus next. So we need to special case these. So we can special case these accordingly, because they won't work otherwise, which is fine. And which I think is fine. I think this is fine because UI focus next is going to be used globally anyway, and not on a per player basis. So there's two different ways I can special cases. Wow, basis. Yeah, I don't know how I did that, but that was wild. That is some amazing Vim skills right there, or a crazy bug. So there's two different ways to do this. How to special cases. You, I'm dead, going to head to bed. See ya. Okay, man. Get some rest. Rest is very important. Rest is incredibly important for your body. So go rest up, dude. Hope you feel less dead soon. So two different ways I can do this. Use the action name. UI focus next. UI focus previous. Maybe create an array. of non of duplicate protected actions, or or check device number. If device if device number is 0, duplicate. If the device number is any, I don't know how to figure that out yet, is any device, do not duplicate. And we have to figure out how to tell. Okay, I'm going to use the bathroom. Now we're going to do a break. I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. So, so we investigated this. We know why this isn't working now. So the next thing I'm going to do is investigate this. We're going to check for all devices. Oops, I accidentally added it. Oh, okay, there we go. Check for all devices. Now, let's see how we can do that. So we're going to go in here and we're going to go. I think there's a class for this. There is a class for this. Let's look at input action. Input action. Action input. What the? Get input action. What the heck is it called? You'd think you'd think I'd be able to input map. Get action events. Get action events. Come on, bruh. Let's just look up input map. Okay. Action get events. Dumb naming. Which returns an array of input events. Input events what I want. And then there's a different one. There's a joy event. Joy stick. Joypad event. Is joypad event. Let's look at the documentation for this. Okay. Now there is a is joypad events. That's funny. Begins with joypad. That's funny. Why am I not using this? Is joypad event. Device input is joypad input map manager. That's why. Oh, this is not my class. This is probably the other thing. Oh, this is my class. This is my class. This is the other guy's class. And he probably did the exact same stupid thing I did. Okay, well, in any case, that doesn't help me. So, joypad event. Okay. Action get events. Get events. So input event is what we want. And then presumably, yes, there's a device. Default is 0. Device can be negatives for special use cases that don't refer to devices physically present on the system. See device ID emulation. So what we really want to see here, let's take a look. Action name. Action. So let's do if action is focus UI. I just deleted something and I don't know what it was. Okay. Well, whatever. If action is UI focus next. Like I want to actually see what's in the action. Print action. I don't know. We'll say next, and I'm just going to say action.device. No. I see what's going on here. Because we have to loop through all the events first in joypad events. Here we can say if action is UI focus next. Print focus next. event.device, and let's see what they're using to represent all devices. And then we're going to go back to our project. My controller's probably off. It is. Go back to project settings, go back to input map, go back to focus. Now it's set to device 0. We're going to set this to all devices and see what that does. This might be a negative number. Because 0 is a device number, right? So all devices has to be something that's not 0. Let's go here, focus. Next is -1. -1. I was using -1 to represent the keyboard, I think. Okay. From testing, -1 seems to represent any device. From the UI. So what we're going to do here if event.device is -1, continue. We want to skip this. I think that will work. Now let's see. Oh, pooper. But why? Why, bruh? See, that breaks my keyboard, which makes me sad. No, that makes me so sad. But why though? Because this is for event and joypad events. This should only be going through the joypad events to begin with. It should not be going to the keyboard events. This should not break the keyboard. Did this break the keyboard? Oh no, that didn't break the keyboard. This broke the keyboard. Where the heck did that line go? Erase action. That's what broke the keyboard. Yeah. Still doesn't work, stupid thing. Still doesn't work, the stupid thing. To be fair, I did write continue. And actions to remove. Oh, actions to remove. I see. What I should probably actually do is whitelist the actions, blacklist the actions, because we don't want to remove an entire action. It's tricky because the way that the actions and the events are associated. We want those events to exist for, they are special actions. That's it. They're just special actions by definition. So if action is UI action in UI focus next, UI focus previous, continue. That's really it. Now focus shouldn't even show up there. That should work. That should work. This should work. Does this mother trucker? Okay. It mostly works. I know why it's not working though. All right, that works to select. That works. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay, wait. Hold on. That doesn't work. Oh, wait. It kind of works. Why doesn't down work? What? Wait, maybe I might have done something in options menu that I forgot about. I did this, but that should actually work, I believe. I believe that should work because that should just disable my code, and that should just work. Let's also open up main menu real quick. Interesting. The OK. Oh, the OK button doesn't work because I didn't add that to my list. All right, if I put UI accept in this list, then that button will just automatically work as well. Presumably. Nope, that breaks this screen. Right, because it doesn't create the one for the device. Damn it. Okay. The question is, why does this not go down, but it goes to previous works? Oh. Wait a sec, tab doesn't work either. Why does down arrow work? Yeah, that's a good question. Oh, I see what's going on. Do I see what's going on? I don't know if I see what's going on. Previous. Why does previous work here and next doesn't? It's the same on the keyboard, actually. I thought up and down. So what are up and down doing? I thought up and down were my next previous, but they're not. Filtered by event, down. Up. No, what? Oh, okay. I gotta clear this off, that's why. UI up. And that is UI down. Okay. Is UI up and UI down another special case scenario? It might be. And how do we prove that? I guess this is where I'm going to run into terrible problems. If I set this to, oh no, I didn't even write that code. Never mind. What software are you using to code? What's up, Ben? That's an interesting question. Do you mean what software am I using to write the code, or what software am I using to make the game? The game engine is Godot, and I'm using Vim, NeoVim, to write the code. This is tricky. So the problem is that up and down work for some reason, but I don't know why they work. So that might be some special case scenario. So let me look at the ChatGPT answer that's been sitting on my screen for like an hour now. How gamepad UI navigation works. D-pad left stick controls focus by sending UI up, down, left, and right. Focus jumps to the closest control node in that direction. UI focus next, focus previous are only for tab cycling, not gamepad. So on the gamepad, you should bind, yeah. If you really want the gamepad buttons to cycle focus, you can manually do it in code. Yeah, by calling focus next and focus previous. Or for keyboard tabbing, game navigation uses up, down, left, right. If you want a face button like A or B to cycle focus, you need to do that. Okay. NeoVim, cool. Yeah. So I think the problem here, I think there's another problem here. I think the other problem here is that I'm using I'm using UI left and UI right. And maybe I shouldn't. Because UI left, right, up, and down seem to be special actions. They seem to be special actions. Like, it seems like I shouldn't mess with those actions. And if I want something, like if I want the built-in functionality of being able to go, where is it? To be able to go here and just go up and down through the different UI components. If I want that functionality by default, then I should use the built-in stuff, and I should avoid using the built-in stuff for my own game controls, right? So here I'm using UI down. Yeah, I'm using UI up, down, left, right, but I think I need to create a new action altogether, like glove UI down, glove UI up, and then, because these are built-in actions, and just not use the built-in actions when I'm doing local multiplayer stuff. The problem I'm trying to solve right now, by the way, if you came in a bit in the middle of what I'm doing, Godot doesn't have a great way to handle multiple like gamepads. So I've created my own plugin, sort of my own code, not plugin, that duplicates all the gamepad controls so that every gamepad, I don't have to like manually create, player left, a player 1 move left, player 2 move left, right? It's kind of ridiculous. So instead, I wrote some code that does that programmatically, but the problem is it looks like there are some built-in actions that are special. And so maybe what I need to do is avoid duplicating any of these built-in actions. Can I filter by built-in action? No, that's just going to show more actions, right? UI end, home, UI cut, copy, paste, undo. I mean, cut, copy, paste, there's only going to be one. It looks like these, it looks like all these UI underscore options are really designed. They're really designed for only one player to input them, is really what it is. So I think at some point I decided, hey, let me use the built-in stuff and I'll use their UI left and UI right, etc. I don't think that's a good idea. So I think what I'm going to do is filter out UI left. UI underscore doesn't really help. Oh, and then UI accept, right? UI accept, select. Oh my gosh. I think that is the way to do it. I think I need to not use any of the built-in ones and just create my own. So I'll make my own glove UI accept. And like half of this, so I have this file, I think it's called GD. What is it called? Control.gd. I had some constants in a file somewhere. I don't know if I deleted them. I don't know if I still have them. It's either in classes or in globals. Action, that's what it's called. Nice. So here I did UI up, down, left, right. So I think for me to change this, all I need to do is go in here and then accept. Did I make one for accept? I did. And see, at first, for whatever reason, I created my own cancel instead of using UI cancel. Is there a UI cancel? There is. Excellent. Excellent. We are not going to use these. So I think what I need to do is I need to go to UI left and remove these controls, which I could also do programmatically, but whatever. UI left, UI right, UI up. On previous, we're going to remove that. Wait, no, we want that. We want that. Sorry. That one we want. Previous, we want. Wait, do we want that? No, we don't. We don't want that. I lied. We're going to get rid of that. UI up. We're going to get rid of that. UI down. We're going to get rid of that. Cool. Now nothing should work. Excellent. Good vibe check. And now what I'm going to do here. How do I want to do this? Yeah, glove underscore. And then and change accept UI accepts. And this is why using the constants might save my butt just now. Maybe save my butt. UI accept. Now look, there's so many. Enter, space, bottom button, and J. Okay, now we're going to create our own. Accept, which I had originally. This is actually how I wrote the code originally. And I was like, I don't know why I'm doing this. Let me just use the built-in ones. Well, now we found a reason why we shouldn't use the built-in ones. So now accept, we're going to create J. We're going to do enter. We're going to do this bottom button on device 0, although I don't think it matters. And we're going to hit close. No, we're not going to hit close yet. Then I have to add glove UI up. Glove UI down, glove UI left, glove UI right. And now that I did this, I might have broken some other things. Wait, why did I set up to left? I need to pay more attention to what I'm doing. Up is up. Hold on, up is up. Doesn't matter, but I want them to all be kind of uniform so that when I'm looking at them, they look the same. Up, up, down, down. It's starting to sound like the Konami code. Until now. Now we're going to go left. Nope. Left. Again, doesn't matter, but I want the order to be consistent so I can verify it later. Left, left. We want to make it like look the same so it's easy to identify. You know. Oops, I did the same mistake again later on. Right, right. Okay. Up, up, down, down. Wait, up, up, down, down, left, left, right, right. Okay. Now that I did that, let's see. Yeah, baby, that works. That works. And then the accept button should work. And it does, and it does. And this should work, and it does. And I don't know why that doesn't work, actually. Oh, because it's not, that's not going to work either. Yep, that's fair. Because I got rid of UI accept. So, okay, maybe we do need UI accept. And up and down do not work. Oh, up and down don't work at all. What the? What? Oh. So those are special. So UI up, down, left, and right. Okay. So that means they also need to be there? Yes, yes. So that's fine. So we're going to put those back, is what that means. So UI accept has to come back, unfortunately. We're going to set enter, and then we're going to set this one. As long as we don't scan for this special action, I think we're good. And that's what I'm going to avoid. And I'm going to put left back, left, left. And I'm hoping this doesn't cause any issues because everything's being duplicated. Left, left, right. Oops, right. Left, left, right, right. Up. What did I do? I did up already, right? Up. UI up. I did not do up. Up. No, that's down. Up. Up. And these we're going to leave to all devices. Up, up, down, down. This is just getting back default behavior. And then we're never going to use it. I mean, we are kind of going to use it. We're never going to reference it in code. We're just getting the default behavior. UI up. UI, sorry, up. Up, up, down, down, down. Left, left, left. Right, right, right. Except... And there is no cancel, right? Oh, there is a cancel. I guess we'll add a button for cancel. Whatever. Now let's try it, and hopefully everything seems okay. Yes. No. That one worked for some reason. Keyboard works. Joypad does not work. Why does a joypad not work, dude? Wasn't this working? It was working before. Why was it working before? UI up. Z-pad up, all devices. Okay, one more thing to consider. Putting them both on the same player number. My accept button still doesn't work. My left and right actions work, which are custom. My up and down does not work. My up and down on keyboard works. Why? Why? Makes no sense to me. Up is D-pad up on all devices. Let's try changing this specifically to device 0. Just for giggles. Why not? But now, okay, let's just say one more possibility is my something here eating those messages somehow. Main menu, action, input manager, volume slider. Volume slider is also turned off right now. So hold on. If I put this back on, I'm probably going to reintroduce the bug by doing that. Oh no. Interesting. Did I do something here? Oh, because that's not the one. The one I meant to do was in, yeah, options and menu. My headset just died. Also, my posture is really bad, so my neck is starting to hurt. Let's see if this reintroduces the problem. Yeah, that reintroduces the problem. But it makes the gamepad work. And that's because here we're scanning for the custom events. Player 0. And that's because, I think in that case, it's because player 0 and player and the gamepad, player 0 and the keyboard are the same player. Ah, what a pain in the butt. What a pain in the butt. This is a really annoying problem to have to work around. It's actually a really annoying problem to work around. Don't know why I'm not getting default functionality out of this. Okay, we'll put a pass in. Leave me alone, bruh. See, here it works. Not as much as it should be. I think something weird's going on here. Yeah, something weird is definitely going on there. But why? Right? So UI up. We even specify device 0. And we'll put that back. Well, yeah, let's go cancel device 0 UI up, UI down. It only seems to work for some reason with these, but this is a weird thing. Something's gotta give. Oh, maybe because it's still duplicating UI up, down, left, and right. That's why I didn't add them to my list. I have to add them to the list so they don't get duplicated. And then we're going to put this back to all devices. So that was probably that's the secret sauce that we're missing here. UI up. FU, whoops. Up, down, comma, left, comma, right. Now that we've special cased those. Nice. Nice. Okay, that's not chunky anymore like it was before. Still don't know why that one's not working. Oh, because I have to also add accept. Fine, we'll do that. And now this works. Yes. Okay, guys, we figured it out. And then we got to add UI accept and UI cancel. Honestly, anything that begins with UI. Yeah, anything that begins with UI. So we're going to rewrite this code in a second. I'm just going to say if it starts with UI, forget it. Oh, and that worked. Did you see that button press worked? And oh my God, everything's working. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And now I can go here and all that works, dude. I've never been more proud of myself. Okay, now we're going to hit 2 players. Double check this. This still works. This still works. So Greg's so happy. I'm so happy. And then this shit just works. Oh my God. I've had this bug for months. Guys, time to celebrate. Time to really celebrate here. This is amazing. Okay. So if action dot starts with, begins with UI. Built-in UI actions are special and cause lots of problems. Do not copy them. Well, yeah. Are specially recognized by Godot. Do not copy them. Excuse me, what's going on? Expected end of statement. Why? Oh, because I didn't write the word if. Now go here, chunk to chunk. Chunk a chunk, chunk, chunk. Ooh, baby, my menus just work. This guy's player 1. This guy's player 2. Oh, yes. My tile maps are broken. Amazing. Kind of. I see what's going on here, though. This actually looks kind of cool. What? This actually looks kind of better than the graphics I had. This is shameful and amazing at the same time. I actually kind of like this. It looks so clean and easy to see what's going on. I'm gonna have to figure out why that's happening though. I think I know. I think it's probably actually in the game engine, the tile map size changed, and I have to like fix all those tiles again. It's gonna be a pain in the butt. But that's amazing. And now this shit should just work. It does. So happy. I'm so happy. Okay. Tea break. We'll be right back. And yeah, I'm very happy I fixed this bug. I learned something here. I learned something very good here. So I tried this. And now results. Now to special case results. That'll be a heading 3. Let's just dump my brain before I go to the bathroom here. Results. Okay. Using UI anything is a special case by the game engine. These events are really only designed for a single player to use. Right? Do not copy them. Implement add joypad events for them using all devices. Do not write code using UI anything. Instead, create custom UI actions. Love UI left. Cool. And that's basically it. That's basically it. Now everything just works. Oh, that's huge. Yep, that's it. That's it. But now I understand the problem set. See, like that's why I did this. I wanted to understand the game engine and understand how all of this works, because knowledge is power, or something. I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Okay, you guys, this is amazing. I just made so much progress here, and I learned something new. I'm extremely happy and excited. Time to commit our code change. So what do we actually change here? Mm-hmm. This. That's nothing. This is no longer needed. All right. So I'm gonna commit this. Obviously, it's just a comment. This options menu. Let's double check that everything works. Like this. Okay, here left and right don't work. And that's because we need special handling for that, which is done by options menu, I believe. No, that may... No, I think that's done by slider. Wait, so hold on. So now slider doesn't work? So how does volume slider work? So close to having everything working. Ah. UI left. No. Oh, player 0. That one only works for player 0. Ah, because left and right are being overridden by this. So I'm not out of the woods yet, fellas. Basically, we can delete these if we want. I don't know if that helps my problem. So the other thing, too, that we can do is we can just delete, because we can do both. We can delete these and not use them. That is also an option. You can say, hey, these things are causing so much trouble, we're going to delete them, and we're going to implement our own thing instead of trying to leverage the out-of-the-box solution that works if you're basically making a single-player game and you don't care about controller input. That's the other way to look at this. Options here, because what does this do? This goes through the different buttons. Right? Right. And then this uses UI left and UI right, but action.ui left. Mm-hmm. Glove UI left is this. Oh, so hold on a sec. Dumb question. What I really want is I want both devices to behave the same way. Okay, good, they do. Even though it doesn't do what I want, they both do the same stupid thing, which is making me happy. If they were both doing different stupid things, I would be very upset because then I have to figure out how to make them do the same thing. But they're doing the same thing, which is good. That means that my UI, I think this means that my UI left and right actions are taking precedence over the other ones. So, question comes down to what do I do? UI left. So one more thing we can try. I'm going to make a commit so I can roll this back easily because it's really annoying to make these changes. Let's go here. Leave these commented for this commit. Input add custom glove UI actions and do not duplicate UI actions to prevent bugs. To fix and prevent bugs. Actually, this should nope. This should be fixed because this is a fix. Fix Fix menu input doubling. Bam. Okay? Okay. Now, we've done that. Let's go here. And I'll go to UI left. And we're just going to get rid of all these now. I'm going to left, UI right. So first we'll start with just left and right to see if that fixes my problem. And it should. As far as I know, it should. And as far as I know, in my game, I don't require left and right. Okay. So these actions aren't working because I'm checking player 0, but they do work on player 0 now. And all I really have to do here is probably then, instead of checking has player pressed 0, as player 0. Huh. Ah. Wait a second. There's also something else. There's more. It gets more complicated. I just made the recommendation to never ever use these. I'm going to go back on my word. And I'm going to say input dot as player press. Now input dot press act is action just pressed, is action pressed is the default one. We're going to go UI left. We're going to do the same thing over here. Well, that didn't do anything. Input dot is action pressed UI right. And the new recommendation, like, let me see if I can override it. If I can override it, then I'm happy. All right, so we'll make them two separate players. And now, theoretically, son of a gun. Son of a gun. Okay, so we can't override them. That's what I wanted to see. We cannot override these. Yeah, we can't override them. So what do I do then? How do I check that this action was pressed? Because this action... Maybe the solution is not to duplicate this, because this requires a player number. Do I have a way? Better input. Is action pressed? Device ID. It requires a device ID. I don't want to specify a device ID. Is action just pressed? Like, I want one that doesn't care who's doing it. But in order for that to happen, I would have to loop through all of the duplicated events. The other way to do this, maybe, is to create yet another set of these controls. Hear me out. So the glove UI up, down, left, right is going to be if each individual player has its own HUD, for example. And then we'll have another one that's called menu underscore. And they don't exist. There is no menu underscore. Oops, right. I'm not crazy. Menu underscore. There is no menu underscore, which means I can use that convention, and I'll say menu up. Menu left, menu right. Or the other thing I could do, yeah, menu left. Wait, I can create my own action here. Okay, so there's two ways I can do this. Let me brain dump. I can say create a new set of actions, menu underscore up, down, left, right. But then we're trying to leverage UI for that default behavior as much as possible. The other thing is I could do volume up and volume down and create a specific action just for that. And then we could use that here. But what I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna nuke all of these default UI actions. Can't delete the action itself, so I'm just gonna go here and delete all the UI. Which maybe I should also just do programmatically. That's fine. So let's start with that and see where that gets us. Now what I should have, right, nothing does anything on the keyboard. Perfect. And now starting back at 0, we can go back to having to use our custom boilerplate code to do something that the game engine, in our opinion, should be doing for us. Oh, I see what the problem is here. This is going to put it onto a player. So, but what I can do is I can say, this one doesn't have any format, yeah, in it, right? Right. Ah, but that action is going to get deleted once we duplicate it. So I still have the problem that I need to have a special left and right action. So let's just try one thing at a time here. Okay. So see if this works. Oh no, because I didn't do it in main menu. Main menu also has to handle input. Whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Up and down don't work for some reason. My custom code works beautifully. Oh, you know why keyboard doesn't work? Because keyboard is not player one. If keyboard were player one, in this scenario, keyboard will work just fine, and it does. Okay, so this gets us the ability to... This gives us the ability to do what we want. That might be the best way to do it. Because the problem is, if me having anything set to those menu left and right is going to cause a problem. And what I'm worried is that not having something going to left and right on the menu is eventually going to cause a different problem later down the line. So it might be better to just take full control over navigation ourselves. But what I can do here, as I'm using left and right, what I think I might want to do here anyways is just create a new action, menu underscore, and then maybe we don't duplicate the menu ones either. And this would give us access to having one event, one action handle everything, right? So filter by name, menu underscore, we don't have anything. So menu, we'll just make a couple for now. Up, menu, down, and menu left, and menu right. And then these can be special, like up, up, down, down, left, oops, left, left, right. Oh, no, sorry, this one. Right, and then right. And then these are also not going to be duplicated. So we're going to go to our duplicator, input manager. And we're going to say UI or action that begins with menu. Also, don't duplicate our special custom menu actions. And then, and then what we kind of want to do here, this is what we're using now, but I want to do menu up. Up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. And now, okay, it's, you know, I don't know why I did that. It's like no build process here. And then what we're going to want to do is go to our custom scripts here. And we're using, handler for player. That's where things are going to get sticky. Okay, let's do that for now. But then for this, I'm going to go to, better input. And we're not going to use better input. We're going to use regular input. Dot is action pressed. Action dot menu left. And we're going to do a similar thing here. Input is pressed. Action dot menu right. I'm going to combine them just to kind of short circuit myself. Test this out. Perfect. And now either player can control the left and the right. Okay. Which means that if I go here, I can do this also. Now the problem is I have this input handler for player. I need to do input handler for any device. Whoa, I created this? Any device handler. How the frig does this work? Input event is action press. Input event. Handler event dot input event. Oh, uses for device. Huh? Action for device. I don't know how this code works. I don't think this code does work. Let's find out. Any device handler dot. No, yeah, we use it. No, we don't use it anywhere. Oh, wait, hold on. For any device. Oh, I do use it. What? Oh, yeah. How the frig does this work? I thought I had something for this. Does this actually work? Action for device. But it uses device ID from handler event. Oh! Handler event. Oh, that's clever. I'm so smart. Okay, I remember how this works now. It literally looks at the last action and it passes the device ID that it gets from the action or from the event. It says it looks at the last event that you pressed. Like if you pressed a button on the gamepad 1 or something, it'll say, "Hey, we know that this was gamepad 1." And then it'll say, "Okay, use that gamepad 1 and check if this action," and then it dynamically creates the name of the action based on that. Okay, so that should work. Which means I don't even need. Yeah, I do. Huh. Hmm. I was thinking maybe I don't even need to special case this, but it's probably cleaner to just special case it anyways. Like here I'm doing all this stuff. And then what is it normally? Or any device action name. Or any device. Any device. We're going to get rid of this. And then instead of UI up down, it's going to be menu up, menu down. It's going to be the options menu. And then we're going to have to do the same thing on main menu, which is over here. Oh, and then these are also going to have to be for any device. Get rid of that. I don't know. Maybe it works. Let's take our bets. Who wants to bet that it works? Boom. It doesn't work. Oh my gosh. I actually wonder why that doesn't work. Oh, that doesn't work either. Only working on player 1 still for some reason. Kind of not surprised. Okay, so that's main menu. And this is options menu. Oh. Oh no, I just called them on player 0. So those are the function names. That doesn't really matter. So this for any device function apparently doesn't work. Static func for player. Wait, for any device. Any device handler dot new. Oh, I see. Action name. So handle then halt is the function that we call. So where do we call this? We call this in here. Handler event is constructed using device ID. Device ID is device ID for input event. Right, so it dynamically gets the input, the device ID for the input event, then passes it to here. And then this one wants to go to, oh, I don't know which one of these. This one maybe? Yes, that one. And it comes in here and it gets action for device. Not action name. If not action name, return handler. What does this mean? Oh, right. Yeah, if there's no action name, always call the function. Otherwise, check if the action was actually pressed. Oh, that's not going to work That's not going to work. That's not going to work because we have to duplicate. We have to duplicate the events for that to work. So I have to go back to my input manager here. And that's how it has to happen. Now the other thing's not going to work, right? Now we can select, right? But we can't go left and right. Oh, left and right works on the keyboard though. Wildly enough. Oh, because the keyboard's unaffected by duplication. Only the gamepad is. Okay, so... Okay. So the way to fix this is I have to decide, do I want to duplicate these events or not, right? So I think there's an if better input dot is action pressed. And what does that actually do? Oh, it uses the device ID, but by default checks for the device ID of 0. Oh, and I'm doing this on process, which is another thing that I have to consider here. I don't actually have process won't have an ID to do that fancy thing that I was doing on the other thing. So in order to get these to be the same, I have to not duplicate them like I was doing before. Where was that? Over here. I have to not duplicate them. And then I have to make my other code okay with that. And I guess the way to do that, here I'm using for any device. But what I would have to do is create a new handler that doesn't do the interpolation. So handler for any device, handler for player. I don't know what I would call it. It's basically for any device, but in a different way. Any device handler. So a handler for menu. That's what I would call it. I would call it for menu, and then it would be specific. But I don't want to do that's like too specific. For action. Handler for action, and then it would just be a regular action, I think. I think that's how I would do it. Okay, I'm going to write this down. I need to eat. I need to eat and I need to work out. I'm just going to write down some breadcrumbs. Create player handler. What is it called? Create handler dot for action and action handler, generic action handler, player handler, any device handler, yeah. That don't use the underscore device ID action names. There we go. This will be used for menu and potentially any other special case events that come up later. Okay. That's it. Okay, I'm going to go offline now. We're going to finish this probably tomorrow. But this is really good. We made insanely good progress today. I need to eat. I need to work out. But good progress today. I'm very happy. Have a good night, guys, and I'll catch